ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם. Between me and the people of Israel, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
And on the 7th day God ceased from work and was renewed. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, build a home. Each one of us must hold the hope. Each one of us, each one of us. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. How we give, it's how we pray, it's how we heal, it's how we live, it's how we help, it's how we give, it's how we pray, it's how we heal, it's how we are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. If you are a 10, then we're Nitzavim. We stand here today and remember the dream. Kehila, Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha. Kedosha, Kehila, Kedosha,
Have you been longing, waiting, searching for a radically inclusive, vibrant, emergent, sweet, traditional, non-traditional, musical, welcoming Jewish space to go deep, to sing, to eat, sometimes to fast, to remember, to heal, to play and to pray in?
Welcome to Micah, an everybody-friendly, inclusive, multi-generational spiritual community where innovation drives our explorations into and celebrations of Jewish life. A congregation where people of all ages seek to build community and help prepare the world.
Judaism at Micah. Experience it in person or online. For a full list of our services and programs, like us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and visit our website, congregationmicah.org. Shalom Aleichem, may peace be upon you. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam, Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon, Lechol HaShalom. Hey, Rabbi Flip, were the 80s as radical as they sounded?
You mean because now it's the Hebrew year 5783?
No. I mean the 1980s. You'll have to forgive me, but I wasn't born yet.
Bueller?
The 80s were totally rad. I mean, fully bodacious. And sometimes the music transports me back to this one gnarly wild Shabbos night in 1987.
Well, I'm just asking because of what's happening here at Micah on Friday, November 18th.
Oh, well, what's that?
Well, whether you fondly remember the music of the MTV era or are new to discovering the magic of that time, this is one Shabbat you should not miss. We're taking some of the most fun, familiar, biggest hits from the 80s decade of pop anthems and setting that music to our regular liturgical prayers.
Like, totally tubular. Everyone dust off your boom boxes and get your hair permed for a totally awesome 80s Shabbat. Costumes encourage. It's gonna be a real Rubik's Groove.
Hey.
Available in person and online.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Hamidenu shomreinu Bechayim Hashkivenu. Hine matov umanai shevet achim amiyachad. Hine matov umanai shevet achim gamiyachad. Hine matov shevet achim gamiyachad. Hine matov shevet achim gamiyachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gamiyachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gamiyachad. Hine matov shevet achim gamiyachad. Hine matov shevet achim gamiyachad. One more time. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gamiyachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gamiyachad. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, my name is Cantor Josh Goldberg, and this is the Shabbat Shaband. Give them some spirit fingers over there. It's my pleasure to welcome you tonight to Congregation Micah. We're just so glad to have all of you here in person, and to those of you watching online, we welcome you as well. So the great sage known as the Ahad Ha'am once said, "More than the Jewish people have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people." Shabbat is a gift.
Traditionally, Shabbat is a time that Jewish people refrain from all sorts of activities such as using electronics, driving, carrying heavy objects, exchanging money, and working of any sort. In modernity, and as Reform Jews living in an assimilated world, Shabbat may look a little different for us. For some of us, Shabbat means coming to synagogue on a Friday night in person or watching from home. For others, it means attending Torah study and engaging in some sacred learning. For some of us, it's a time to read, relax, and enjoy time with loved ones. And for others who don't always have the luxury of having the entire Sabbath off from work, maybe your Shabbat ritual is just taking a minute or two to meditate, to focus on gratitude, and to breathe. Whatever your observance level may be, I hope you can all find a way to incorporate the gift of Shabbat in your life. Your Shabbat ritual can be whatever you want it to be, whatever is meaningful to you. Shabbat can just be a state of mind. So to get ourselves into the Shabbat state of mind, let's all take a moment to stop being humans doing and just be humans being. I invite you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and let all the ups and downs of the past week melt away and just allow yourself to be fully immersed in this present moment. A few more deep breaths. One more inhale. And one more exhale. We've all found our Shabbat state of mind. We'll kindle the candles, bring in the light of Shabbat, and I'd like to invite the Shabbat Shaban groupies. If you are a spouse or family member of one of these amazing musicians, I would love to invite you to come help us light the candles. Every band needs groupies, and this band is no different. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat. Thank you, groupies. If you don't have a siddur, we're going low tech tonight, so I invite you to grab one if you don't, or share with your neighbor. We'll continue with Shalom Aleichem, welcoming the angels, the Malachim of Shabbat, page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlachim, Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon. מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. יאללה לי יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 So now that we've welcomed the angels, we'll welcome the Sabbath bride with these words of Lecha Dodi, written by Shlomo Halevi Alkavitz, which if you didn't know, if you look in your Siddur, you'll see the first letter of each verse actually spells out his name. So he was like the original Jason Derulo saying his name in the song himself. He thought of it way before, when he was back in Sfat. So Lecha Dodi will welcome in the beauty and joy of Shabbat, page 20. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lecha Dodi likrat alai yalalai 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat alai yalalai 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad Ishmiyanu El HaMeyuchad Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad L'Shemo Tiferet V'Litfilah Lecha Dodi likrat alai yalalai 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 bnei Shabbat nekabelah. Lecha Dodi alai yalalai 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesocha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat shechila. Lecha Dodi likrat alai yalalai 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat alai yalalai 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entryway. Boi v'shalom Ateret ba'alam Gam besimcha ub'tzola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Boi chala. 2, 3, 4. Lecha Dodi likrat alai yalalai 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat alai yalalai yalalai
Shabbat Mikabela. All right. I'd love to invite my student Nathan to come on up. Nathan's getting ready to have his Brit Mitzvah. And so he's going to lead us in Hatzi Kaddish, page 26.
Yit Gadol v'yit Kadash Meira Ba Balma Divrach Hirute Vamlich Malchute B'chayachom Uvyomachom Uvchaye Dekol Beit Yisrael Ba Hagala Uvizman Kariv Vimaru Amen Yehesh Meira Ba Mavora Lolam Ualme Almaya Yit Barach Viet Tabach Viet Par Viet Romam Viet Nase Viet Hadar Viet Halev Viet Halal Shmei Kudashah Brechu Leilam Mikol Birchata Vishirata Tushbechata V'ne'emata Dami Ron Bama V'imru Amen.
Very proud of you. Thank you so much. All right, we'll remain standing. On page 28, our call to worship, Baruch Hu. 1, 2, 3, 2. Yai, lai, lai. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai. Barech et Adonai Hamivorach. Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai. Lai 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 lai. Can you please be seated? So when I teach young adults, I like to explain that the Shema is sort of like a love sandwich. The Shema is right in the middle, and on either side, we have two prayers about love. In the evening, we have Ahavat Olam, which expresses God's love for the world, for the universe. And then we have Shema, and then right after we have Ve'ahavta, where we remind ourselves of our love and how we show our love for God in our mezuzot, with our tzitzit, with our tefillin, all the different ways we outwardly show our love for God. So we express that love with Ahavat Olam, page 32. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Kamcha ahavta Amcha ahavta משפטים אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. Page 34. If closing your eyes helps you access this prayer of Shema, I invite you to do so. As we sing our affirmation, our central doctrine of faith. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto Le'olam, Le'olam va'ed. All right, love to have Nathan come back up one more time for Ve'ahavta, page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. היו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם. השיבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וחבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Thank you, Nathan. Excellent. Nathan, you're becoming a bar mitzvah in how many weeks? 2 weeks. Okay, I think you're ready. All right, our saga continues. The story of the Exodus from Egypt. We remind ourselves of every day. Mi Chamocha, page 40. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yam bam bam bim bidi bam, yabba bam bam bim bam. Yam bam bam bim bidi bam, yabba bam bam bim bam. Ay ay da 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 da, yabba bam bam bim bam. Ay ay da 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 da, yabba bam bam bim bam. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar bakodesh. Nora tehilot o seifele. Nora tehilot o seifele. Malechutecha ra'u vanecha. Bokei ayam. Ze Eli, anu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yalai bam bim bidi bam, yabba bam bam bim bam. Yam bam bam bim bidi bam, yabba bam bam bim bam. Dai dai da dai dai dai, yabba bam bam bim bam. Ay dai da dai dai dai, yabba bam bam bim. Yam bam bam bim bini bam, yabba bam bam bim bam. Yam bam bam bim bini bam, yabba bam bam bim bam. Ay dai da dai dai dai, yabba bam bam bim bam. Ay dai da dai dai dai, yabba bam bam bim bam. Ve'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov. Ugelo miyar chazak bimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Ka'al Yisrael. So we have a tradition here at Micah. I think you all know what it is. It's our simchas, celebrations. So if you have a simcha, something great that happened this week, why don't you share it with us so we can all vicariously live through your simchas. So don't be shy. Anyone? Yes.
Wendy and I were married on October the 3rd.
Okay. This October the 3rd? Oh my gosh, Mazel Tov. Excellent. Who else? Any more simchas? Don't be shy. What's that? Where are you pointing? Oh, over here. Yes, go for it. Okay, he's shy. Happy birthday, David. Anyone else? We have a bar mitzvah coming up, but not quite yet. Anyone else in the Shabbat Shaband? Oh, yes. Okay, Mazel Tov. 23 years. Excellent. Many more. Yes.
We're going to go visit our great-grandchild,
Okay, where?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. All right. Excellent. I have not been there yet. Anyone else? Okay. Well, thank you for sharing, as always. And our next prayer is all about simchas. Did I miss someone? No. It's all about the simcha, the joy of Shabbat. It's called Yismechu, page 44. and it says, those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness, for being pleased with the seventh day you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing your attention and our attention to the work of creation. Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קוראי עונג שבת מקדשי מקדשי שבי שבת כולם יספעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ובשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קוראי עונג שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת קוראי עונג שבת One more time. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת Shabbat Shaban, you always bring the joy into our service, the Yismechu, so thank you very much. In our Torah this week, we read about the re-emergence of humanity after God wiped the entire population with a flood. It says the following, Vayhi bechol haaretz safa echat udvarim achadim. Everyone on the earth had the same language and the same words, safa. Could you imagine for a second what our world would look like, what it would be like if we could all speak the same language? Sounds like utopia. What barriers might be removed? What prejudices and hatred might be eliminated? How much more compassionate could we be toward our fellow man and woman? The opening 6 words of our Amidah allow us to step into that vision for the earth. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. That same word, safa, it means tongue, language, border, or barrier. If we could all focus on using our language, our tongues, our speech for goodness, for lifting each other up, and for praising God, we, on this Shabbat, can move ourselves that much closer to that utopian vision. Page 46, I invite you to rise as we start our Amidah, our standing prayer. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chastei Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה, רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני El Hakadosh. Please continue silently. You can use the words on your page or the words in your hearts. Page 60, we have our prayer, Shalom Rav, which in addition to meaning abundant peace, has a double meaning. It can mean Shalom Rav, hello Rabbi. So if you want, you can turn around, wave hello to our rabbis who are away attending a family Brit Mitzvah. So we send our love to them. They'll be back soon. For now, on page 60, we'll pray for Shalom Rav, abundant and lasting peace. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki Hata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Ki Hata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom Shalom Ra Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam V'tov be'inecha levarech Et Amcha Yisrael בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך שלום רב So we'll take a minute now to send our prayers, send our good vibes, our good wishes of healing to all those in our community who need it today. So I know that we're thinking of Craig Smith, Deborah Scott, Penny Enton, Joyce Monk, Victoria Cohen, Yvonne Fox, Wayne Ritt, Marta Errett, Rusty King, David Ragison, Ezra Cohen, Guy Cherkeski, Courtney Steck, and Stephen Bender. If you'd like to add a name to our list that we can all pray for together, please take that opportunity right now. Mishaberach Avotenu v'Imotenu, may the one who blessed our mothers and fathers and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents bless all of those in our community who we're thinking of right now. Mishaberach can be found on page 253. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha avotenu refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So just 10 days ago, we celebrated Simchat Torah. Was anyone here for Simchat Torah? Yes? Okay. We read from the final Torah portion at the very end of Deuteronomy and then rolled our scrolls all the way back to the beginning. In case you weren't aware, it wasn't Blockbuster Video that came up with the phrase, "Be kind, please rewind." It was actually the Jews. I always love this time of year when we get to start all over in the Torah. Just in case there's anyone who missed a week of Torah study, which is tomorrow at 9 a.m., at some point throughout the year, it feels like a fresh start where all Torah lovers can start again on equal footing. We all need a fresh start sometimes to gain a new perspective, to get out of a rut, or to move on past a difficult period in our lives. Maybe the High Holy Days is your time for a restart. Maybe it's New Year's Eve. Maybe it's Shabbat. Perhaps it's a vacation, a massage, or a juice cleanse. Do they do that here, or is that just a Southern California thing? I don't know. Okay. In this week's Torah portion, Parshat Noach, it's God who decides it's time for a fresh start. God says to Noah, "I have decided to put an end to all flesh, for the earth is filled with lawlessness because of them. I am about to destroy them with the earth." Now that doesn't sound like a juice cleanse to me. Sounds like a massive genocide, a catastrophe, a tragedy. Why on earth would God want to destroy all of his precious creations, man, woman, and animals alike? After all, God made them all himself. If they are imperfect in any way, it's only because God made them that way. More importantly, why does Noah simply go along with God's outlandish plan? God tells Noah his plan and says, "Make an ark of gopher wood so that you can keep yourself and your family alive." Now, the Torah describes Noah as a righteous man, a blameless man, a man who walked with God. Yet when God asked him to save just himself and his family from the flood, Noah didn't put up a fight. He didn't even ask any questions to God or warn a single soul about their impending doom. Vayisa Noach kechol asher tziva oto Elohim ken asa. Noah did just so, just as God commanded him, so he did. In Parshat Lech Lecha, which will follow next week, when Abraham is faced with a similar situation regarding God's destruction of the city of Sodom, he pleaded with God, trying to see if he could somehow get God to change his mind. "Will you sweep away the innocent along with the guilty?" he asked. "What if there should be just 50 innocent people within the city? Will you then wipe out the place and not forgive it for the sake of the innocent 50 who are in it?" he asks. Two similar situations, but two totally different responses from two of the major patriarchs of our Torah. Moses is described as a man who walked with God. Hitalech Noach. But when God talks to Abraham, he says, "Ani El Shaddai, I am God. Hitalech lefanai, walk before me." Moses walked beside God, but Abraham walked before God. How do we know when to walk beside God and when to walk before God? How do we know when to lead and when to follow? We hold leaders in high esteem both in the Torah and in modern society. CEOs, presidents, prime ministers, football coaches, and the like are all paid handsomely and sit in positions of great power and authority. But there can be no leaders without followers. A leader without any followers is just a crazy person with a dream. There's a time to lead and a time to follow. A time to walk ahead of the pack with vision, and a time to be a team player and pitch in. And even great leaders make mistakes sometimes. After the floods died down, God made a keshet, a beautiful rainbow in the clouds to serve as a reminder of a covenant between God and all the people of the earth that he would never again flood the planet. Perhaps God was remorseful for what he did. Perhaps after he wiped out nearly all the people and animals of the earth, he had some second thoughts. But at that point, it was too late to change his mind. So he made a rainbow to remind him and everyone else that he would never let it happen again. The consequences of past choices can manifest themselves in our lives for years to come. Maybe in the form of a physical scar, a broken bone, or a broken spirit. Perhaps in the form of a severed relationship, a lost job, or a financial loss. But perhaps, just like God cast a rainbow in the clouds as a sign after what might have been a grave mistake, we can see these reminders for what they are and come to accept them with grace and forgiveness to our past selves. We can remind ourselves that we did the best we could in the moment that our mistakes were made, in the circumstances that we found ourselves in, with the resources we had at hand, and in the state of mind we found ourselves in. There is no doubt we will face storms in our lives. Sometimes they'll feel like a light sprinkle, and other times they might feel like a raging flood. In the midst of a flood, it's hard to imagine ourselves on the other side. But after every storm, when we see that rainbow, we can remember that we went through a dark night of the soul and came out on the other side. We can remember the covenant God made with us and feel God's presence in our lives like a warm ray of sunshine after a monsoon. May we all walk with God, and may God walk with us in our lives. And when times are tough, may we walk before God and look forward with hope to the rainbows that lie ahead. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is a song by country artist Casey Musgraves. It's called Rainbow. When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. The sky is finally open. The rain and wind stopped blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there'll always be a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I'd see, you'd be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, orange, and green, and at least a million others. Tie up the bow, take off your coat, and take a look around. The sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. Everything is all right now. 'Cause the sky is finally open, rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. Let go of your umbrella. Darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. There's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. It'll all be all right. Please rise for Aleinu. Page 282. And if I could have some ark openers, the Averys, if you want to come up. If there's anyone else that wants to be in the presence of the Torah this evening, come on up. Don't be shy. You can come up. Page 282. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. If it's your custom, please remain standing as we come to our memorial prayer, the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 294. Tonight, we observe the following yahrzeit, the anniversary of a death. Tonight, we hold in our hearts the memory of Bob Murray, Daniel Gitchner, Dr. Howard Barron, Elizabeth Hare Kurland, Frida Richmond, Isaac Rosenzweig, Joan Pert, Lillian Corral, Morton Levy, Desiree Zamek, Nancy Keating, Phyllis Rothkopf, Roger Eppinger, Ruth Silverman, Sabina Rosenzweig, Sarah Barnett, Selma Vivian Baer, Thea Godofsky. We continue mourning for the following: William Bill Drongowski, George Hahn, Jerry Ellie, T.J. Cohen, Arnold Hyatt, Stephen Allen Cooper, Norman Edward Heyman, Toby Lee Spiegel, Artis Felix, Kathleen Guccione, Kent Nolan, Laura Cass Hockman, Robert Charles Levine, Trevor Clark, Philip Ginsberg, Conrad Raymond Jacobs, Susan Ruckman, B.B. Weinstein, Marvin Oakes, Walter P. Stern, Evelyn Ruth Richmond, Lucille Foley, Stephen Joel Dubin, Stanley Felix, Roland Terry Hill, Martin Rabin, Frank Parker, Bertram Humble Chalfont Jr., Steve Geringer, Harvey A. Sevier, Margaret Friedman Vaughn. If you have a name of someone you're observing Shloshim or a yahrzeit for that we didn't mention yet, please share that name with us now. On page 294, we wrap all of those memories in this blessing. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach hiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kariv ve'imeru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach, le'olam ul'almei almaya, yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitramam ve'yitnaseh, Vit hadar, vit aleh, vit halal, shemei de kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'mramav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Please be seated. We've got some announcements. I'll try to get through these quickly. Torah study tomorrow with me, 9 a.m. on Zoom. See you there. Talk about more about Noah. Mahjong convenes at Tuesday at 12:30. Schmooze and Views, as always, at 10:30. It's gotten very popular. We're overflowing with schmoozers. Adult B'nai Mitzvah classes are beginning this fall, so please email Rabbi Lori or the front desk if you are interested. We need volunteers to assist with this year's Room in the Inn, incredible program. Please email Shannon Alpert with questions or use the link in our e-blast if you'd like to sign up to volunteer. If you are an aspiring singer, dancer, actor, musician, anything, any talent you would like to showcase with the community, then we would love you to sign up for the first ever Micah's Got Talent, which will be on November 4th. So it's all ages, any talent that you can show on this stage in 5 minutes or less, you can do it, as long as it's family friendly. So please sign up for that. We have a small business conversation and coffee meeting on November 6th. So if you have a small business and you want to schmooze and network with some folks, please come to that. Sunday, November 6th, the Federation will be hosting an interactive Zoom with Abi Dauber-Stern, author of Stories for the Sake of Argument. We'll cover how to talk to your kids about Israel, and this is geared towards parents, but all ages welcome. So please talk to Julie Greenberg about that. On November 6th, this is exciting, we are co-sponsoring the Nashville Jewish Arts and Music Festival, the first ever Jewish music festival in Nashville. So I'll be performing. There's some other great bands and artists, and it also coincides with the Kosher Hot Chicken Festival. So if you want some Nashville hot chicken, it's kosher and it's delicious. So please come to that. Like us on social media, and all other details can be found in our weekly e-blast. Let's make a kiddush. Bring in the sweetness of Shabbat with some Manischewitz. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen chayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. I want to thank one more time the Shabbat Shaban. We can applaud for them. They deserve it. Thank you all so much. Such a joy to play with you. And we'll sing you out with some Shabbat Shalom. So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.